Caballero is an AP Environmental Science teacher at Santa Barbara High School. He lectures students on the interrelationships of the natural world and helps students identify both natural and human-made environmental problems. A typical day for José includes caring for his 20 chickens, feeding his fish, and teaching 5 periods of apes. Normally, he teaches a 0-period, small-scale food production class where students learn basic gardening and irrigation skills whilst growing their own food. This year, however, he was unable to have the class because his entire garden and greenhouse is under construction. José is the only apes teacher at Santa Barbara High School, so he mainly works alone. However, he's collaborated with other scientists in the past to help create his class and on research projects he participated in when he was a student at UCSB, where he triple majored in zoology, ecology, and microbiology. For 2 years after graduating, José worked for Jan Mountaineering, a local outdoor manufacturer. He was the vice president and ran the production, inside sales, and outside sales. Because this job required so much traveling, José decided that stepping down from his position to pursue a career that gave him more flexibility in his schedule would be best for him and his family. He and his wife both decided to become school teachers. José decided to teach environmental science for 2 major reasons. The first is that he felt he could make a difference globally by teaching kids about environmental issues. The second is that he was selected by a local nonprofit who had just received a large federal grant to build an environmental science academy. The environmental science industry has changed very little since then, so José hasn't had to make many major changes to the class. What might you have done differently looking back? Like specifically, I mean, if you want to give like general life advice, sure, but like specifically with like your education and how you've applied it.
I wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, I feel like I've done the best with my opportunities most of the time. I really took advantage of university, and I think that's a really good idea. I triple majored and did research in a 4-year plan. I took classes nonstop. I had a petition to take extra classes 3 quarters, and I took classes every summer as well, so that I could really take advantage of my time there. And that made it really rewarding. It was intellectually stimulating and personally really exciting. And I really got a lot of university, and then kind of like where I've ended up, and I really enjoyed my journey so far. Yeah.
What kind of research did you do?
I worked on 2 separate research projects. One to develop a genetic fingerprinting method to calibrate the validity of visual observation in breeding habits of fish. There's a species of fish that's often used for evolutionary models. And you can get observational data about who's breeding with whom, but there was some question that genetics might belie other details that we couldn't see in observational research, and in the end that was accurate. We found out that the genetic fingerprinting method that we developed offered a lot more interesting data than what you could get observationally alone. I also worked on a very large research project with those same species of fish. So I did part of the observational stuff and part of the husbandry work to keep the fish alive in captivity.
Would you recommend students seeking out research projects in college?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think that the research opportunities at university are one of the greatest things there, and I think that there's like the traditional in-class education, like the stuff that you do when you go into the room and do the homework test, and that's valuable, but I think that the one-on-one time with professors and grad students, graduate seminars, office hours. I ate lunch with a group of professors for 2 years, and that was just like a thing that we all did. We all met at the same time, and it was a bunch of professors, a couple of grad students, and myself. I was the only undergrad there, and that was one of the most rewarding experiences over the course of my college education. research is also a really great way to learn how academic work is done. And it's definitely next level. Like you're not just a consumer of the information in the classroom, but you're tackling the questions and handling the answers. It's really interesting. Yeah, I think research is really important.